people, my name is Zia Mullah and welcome to my channel, Yes We Can. Before I get into today's topic, let me take a moment and thank you all for the overwhelming response I got for my video content. With your blessing, with your support, I was able to achieve more than 150 subscribers, which is a massive achievement for me. So thank you once again. आप सबका तहे दिल से शुक्रिया to subscribe my channel. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So let's get into the topic today. The topic I'm going to talk about today is a very important topic. It is a very important element which which affects everybody's life, which is perhaps the most important factor in anybody's life. Yes, I'm talking about money. I'm talking about the salary. I haven't come across any single person on this earth who doesn't want to make more money. Everybody wants to be successful, right? Everybody wants to make more and more money. Everybody wants to climb that ladder and get into a better bracket when it comes to the salary package. When you started a job, you started at very less salary, right? Because you were a fresher. But since you get into the industry, you really want to grow and make more and more money. So today's topic is all about how do I increase my salary. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you 7 simple steps about how you could increase your salary. But before giving you the tips, let me tell you, your salary, listen to this very carefully, your salary is just a monetary figure. What you actually get paid is for the value you bring for the organization. Okay? Now this is something we need to really focus upon. Your salary is just a monetary figure. You actually get paid for the value you bring for the organization. See, every single organization in this world, the most important objective, whether it is a startup or a mid-sized organization or a large industry or a Fortune or a billion-dollar organization, every single organization in this world, they want to maximize their profits. And they want to only have employees, they only want to have resources who can bring value and eventually help them to increase their profits. So if they increase their profits, your salary is increasing. So what is more important here? How do I bring value to the organization? Let's say I'm working for a company. So how do I bring value to the company and eventually I get paid more higher salary? So let's focus on steps. Step number 1, be qualified. Be an expert in your field. The first step that we all need to focus upon is no matter what job you are up to, wherever you're working, are you qualified enough for that particular job? We need to check. We need to check, do we have enough certifications? Do we have enough passion for that particular field? Because until and unless you do not have passion for your work, you won't be successful. So focus on qualification. So when I say qualification, I'm talking about transforming yourself into an expert in your job. I'm going to give you a small, simple story. You'd know what I'm talking about. Once upon a time, there was this guy, a rich guy, okay? And he had a massive ship, Jahaz, all right? And all of a sudden, due to some reason, there was some technical glitch, there was some problem. So the ship, it broke down. When I say broke down, I'm talking about, it wasn't working anymore. So he called out, multiple mechanics to check in what was wrong with the ship, what was wrong with the engine, etc., etc. But nobody could figure out what the real problem was. So one fine day, he called up another old guy. Now this guy was pretty old, right? So he came into and he did some kind of inspection of the ship. He spent around 1 hour just in inspection. So when he came into this dockyard, he bought certain, certain accessories with him, his some accessories, and then He looked into the engine, and all of a sudden he just took out the hammer, okay, hatoda, and he just banged it, tapped it at a particular location after 1 hour. And then he asked, like, would you like to check if the ship is working now? So this guy said, okay, fair enough. So they started the engine, and the ship was really, it was back to normal, and it started working. Everybody was astonished. Everybody was surprised. What happened with this old guy? He did not even, checked. He did not even see what could happen. He just pulled up a hammer and tapped the engine at a particular specific location. And everybody was happy because the engine was back, right? So this guy came to the owner, and the owner asked him, like, how much is your consulting to repair my ship? So he took out a bill, and he handed over a bill of $10,000. $10,000 for one single hour, right? Isn't that too much? That's what the owner of the ship thought, right? So he said, like, are you a crazy old man? What is wrong with you? You have given me a bill which is exorbitantly more. It's very, very high. He said, you know what? What did the old man said? He said, the tapping of the hammer was $2. The bill for tapping the hammer was $2. But $9,998 was, the bill for that was to find out where exactly the engine needed that tap. This is what it is. It was expertise. Now this guy was expert in finding a solution to the problem. So that's what it is. The owner of the ship was so impressed with this guy, not for not for the amount of time he took. He was more impressed with the skill set that he possessed. He was expert in this field. So if you really want to get into that kind of a field, you need to be expert. You definitely need to be expert in your field, and this will come with time. It will come with a lot of investment of time in gaining knowledge about what you do. So that is step one. Be qualified and be expert in your field. Now let's look into the second step. The second step is be a consistent performer in your organization. As I said, every organization, the objective is to maximize their profits. So unless you are 100% productive in your organization, you are going to get good amount of money. So what you need to do is that you need to make sure that every single day your performance is really good. You are performing consistently. The day you start doing that, you will transform yourself to somebody who is making less salary to a high salary, because when you have consistency, you have expertise, and when you have expertise, you are open for the higher salary bracket. I'm going to give you another story here. All right, once upon a time there was this woodcutter, okay, a poor woodcutter. So he was working in a contract kind of a position, and he used to cut trees, and he used to make his ends meet. All of a sudden his job was taken away. He didn't have a job because there was no contractor in the forest. So he was like really sad because he had a family to feed. So he didn't know what to do. So few days he was like looking for a job. And then after a few days there was a new contractor, a new forest officer came into the forest, and he asked, like, do you know anybody who can cut trees for me? So this guy was like, wow, you know what, I am looking for a job and I am a woodcutter, so I would love to get this job. So he said, okay, fair enough, I think you're good to get the work done, so why don't you come back tomorrow morning and start cutting the trees? So this guy was like really happy now because he got a job. So he went home, he gave the good news to the family, and the family was also happy, saying that this guy's going to get a job. So next day he goes around 7 in the morning. Okay, 7 in the morning he goes to the forest, and when he goes to forest, he was like so excited because obviously day one of a job, you're really excited about it. So he started cutting trees. Okay, By 6 in the evening, he was able to cut 9 trees. Okay, from 7 in the morning till 6 in the evening, he was able to cut 9 trees. And he brought those trees to the contractor, and the contractor paid him. The contractor was happy, he was happy, because he could achieve more in less time. So he got a good incentives at the same time, so was like really excited. He made a good money on that day. So when he was going back home with the money, he said, I really want to make up for the days that I lost. So why don't I go a little early and try to cut more than 9 trees, because that will perhaps give me more money, right? So next day he went at 6 o'clock in the morning, 1 hour earlier, and he was really excited. So he started cutting trees. By 6 in the evening, this time he was able to cut only 6 trees. 9 से 6 पे आ गया दूसरे दिन. So he went to the contractor, and he was a little tensed, because he started thinking, what is the contractor going to say, because yesterday's my performance was really nice, and today the performance has went down. So he went to the contractor, he gave those 6 trees, but the contractor was like, it's okay, no problem, all right. He did not see anything. So whatever money he could get for that particular day, he got little lesser money, and he went back home. While going back home, he was a little more stressed, because his performance had went down. So he said, I don't know what was wrong with me, why I was not able to cut more and more trees. So let me do this. Tomorrow, let me go an hour earlier. Next day he goes at 5 in the morning, a little early. Starts cutting at 5 in the morning till 6 in the evening. This time he was able to cut only 5 trees. And he was stressed. He was completely dejected. He was sad. He was disappointed with him. And he was he went to the contractor and he said, what, sir, I'm trying my level best. I cut 9 trees on day 1, 6 trees on day 2, and I was hoping that I'll perhaps make it 10 to 12 trees today, but I could only cut 5 trees. Please, do not fire me. I'll try my level best. You know what happened then? Listen to this very carefully. The contractor looked up, he looked at him, he smiled, and he said, when was the last time you sharpened your axe? Now, you need to process this information, very, very important information. The contractor asked, when was the last time you had sharpened your axe? And all of a sudden this guy, oh my God, he said, I had sharpened it 3 days ago. I was just focusing on the number of trees I'm able to cut, but I was not focusing that I really need strong tools to cut more and more trees. I really need a sharpened axe every single day to cut those high number of trees. Then all of a sudden, he went back. Okay, and the contractor was fine with it, right? Because the contractor actually gave him a strong mantra. So he went back, he sharpened his axe. Next day he could cut more than 9 trees. This is what it is, guys. If you really want to get into that high bracket of salary, you need to keep sharpening your axe every single day. You need to, if you really want to be productive at work, you need to keep upgrading your skill sets. Today, we live in a very fast-paced life, a very competitive corporate world. If you are not upgraded, if you are not updated, perhaps you will be left behind, and you will have to suffice with the amount of salary that you're making right now. So if you really want to get into that particular bracket, you need to keep sharpening your axe. Step number 3, upgrade yourself. Very, very important. Consistency in productivity, then upgrade yourself. I'm going to give you a very simple example. 30-40 years ago, the computers was introduced to everybody. If I look at the speed of computer we had during that time with compared to the speed of computers that we have today, massive difference, right? Let's take an example of cell phones. I think everybody uses cell phone. So when cell phones were introduced in the market, we had massive big cubes of cell phones. We used to call it as tokara in our local language, right? It was heavy, right? And it only had features of making calls or receiving calls and making messages, sending messages, etc., etc. But over the years, last 20 years, we have seen that the cell phone industry has seen a drastic change when it comes to the amount of features they offer. In today's world, I think there's nothing we cannot do, or there's nothing that the cell phones cannot do. It's a smartphone device. It's a smart device, right? Look at the cameras that we have right now. We're looking at 200 megapixel selfie cameras in today's world. So what has happened over the years? What has happened in last 8-10 years? There's a massive upgrade in this technology. So if I tell you right now, why don't you go back and buy that Nokia phone which was launched 20 years ago? Would you buy it? You'll say, who would buy this phone? It doesn't have a camera. Show me a phone which has a massive camera, a really smart phone. So that's what it is. If you stay Nokia at a job, you're going to stay there for a long period of time. You're not going to grow. So if you really want to grow and if you really want to make that higher salary, you need to start upgrading yourself. You need to check in. Let's say if I'm into information technology, this industry is very dynamic. It keeps changing, it keeps upgrading. So what do I do as a resource? I spend time every single day just to read and gain knowledge about what is happening around. Keep myself updated, because if you are updated, you have content, and if you have content, you automatically bring value to the organization. Step number 4, cross-train yourself. See, as I said, we live in a very competitive world. There are tons of people waiting to get that job which you are into right now. So if you really want to stay in your job and stay there for a longer period of time, and at the same time make more and more money, you need to upgrade yourself. You need to get yourself trained on multiple skills. We have skills like project management. Typically those who are aspiring to get into project manager, wants to become a project manager, they need to have a lot of certifications. So in today's world, right, as we speak, there are tons of certifications available in the market, online certificates. You can certainly take advantage of that and make your profile a little stronger, because organizations, when they want to hire you, they would look for somebody who's got a package of skill sets. If you are a good designer, but at the same time you can develop, wow, you're going to get hired. At the same time, you're going to get hired for a higher salary. So yes, cross-train yourself. Step number 5, offer value to the organization. Step number 5, tip number 5, offer value to the organization. How would you do that? You know what? You need to be a problem solver. You need to be part of the solution. Organizations, no matter how big the organization is, they would only love to have their workforce as somebody who are not going to create problems, but somebody who has solutions to the problem. And if you are a solution provider, believe me, you're going to make a lot of money. I'm going to give you an example wherein you would understand what I'm talking about. Let's say, you have a stomach ache, right? So you take medicines, but after a few days you still have that pain in your abdomen. So what do? You take a decision that yes, I'm going to go and see that gastrointestinal specialist, right? Stomach specialist. So you call up that number, you take an appointment and you go to that doctor, right? And you go into the clinic and you wait there for 30 minutes because there are other patients as well, right? You wait there for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, the doctor calls you in, and listen to this carefully. And the doctor talks to you for 5 minutes, maximum 10 minutes. In those 10 minutes, he's going to ask you few questions. So he diagnoses you in the first 10 minutes, and then what? He prescribes you the medicine, and you come out of the diagnosis room, and there's this beautiful receptionist sitting at there, and you ask her how much. She says, sir, 2,000 rupees. 2,000 rupees for 10 minutes. What do? You pay, right? There's no other option. You pay that 2,000 rupees for 10 minutes that you spent with the doctor. Why do you think you were ready to pay 2,000 rupees for somebody who just spent 10 minutes with you? Now, understand this. The 2,000 rupees that you paid was not for the 10 minutes that you spent for the doctor. The 2,000 rupees that you spent was for the value of the knowledge that the doctor possessed. What did the doctor do in 10 minutes? He diagnosed you, and you know what he did? He figured out the problem in you. He figured out why the pain is there, and he prescribed you the medicine. What was the medicine? The solution to your problem. You paid 2,000 rupees, you took the medicines, and after a few days you're completely fine. The pain was gone forever. You know what happens later? If some other person has the problem, you recommend that doctor to him. You say, you know what, go to this doctor, he's amazing. He'll take 2,000 rupees, but yes, he's really intelligent. It is worth even if you pay 2,000 rupees. That is the reason why doctors are highly paid. The amount of money that doctors make is massive, we all know that. So what is the money all about? The money is all about the knowledge that they possess. And what is the knowledge? They offer solutions to the problems. That's what you need to be. You need to be doctor in your own industry, in your own job. You need to offer solutions to the problem. If you are creating problems, perhaps you're not getting into that bracket of high salary. But if you're offering solutions, and if you're solving the problem of the organizations, easy money will be coming in very soon because you possess that knowledge. So how do we solve problems, right? How do we offer solution? Keep reading a lot, guys. Spend time with think tanks. Make friends with somebody who's really expert in the industry. Read a lot of case studies. If you read a lot of case studies, you are well equipped with a hell lot of tools that could help you to solve the problems. So yes, step number 5 was offer value. Next, step number 6 is develop your leadership skills. Yes, if you really want to climb that ladder, you don't want to be the executive anymore. You want to be a team leader, a team manager, a project manager, director, vice president, senior director, president, and maybe an entrepreneur in the near future. You need to possess strong leadership qualities. So when I say strong leadership qualities, I'm not talking about those typical managers and leaders who micromanage their team and they'll ask you, where are you going, how many breaks, blah 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 blah. No. Leadership skills are those which comes with a lot of experience, which comes with a lot of belief, which comes with a lot of being proactive at work. A leader is somebody who sets an example for others. So start working hard, set an example for others, and then people will start believing in you. And then if you have those strong ability to manage a team and take the team to the next level, yes, then you possess leadership skills. I'm going to upload a new video very soon on leadership qualities, so stay tuned for more content on that. And the last step number 7, very important if you really want to move into that bracket of high salaries, is get noticed, guys. Get noticed. As I said, we live in a very fast-paced, world. You need to showcase your profile in such a way that organizations will look at you as somebody who is a complete package and somebody who is perfect for the role, and for that matter, they're even ready to pay higher. So how do I get noticed? There's one single step to get noticed. If you really want to get noticed, you need to work on your interpersonal skills. You need to work on your soft skills. You need to work on your listening skills. You need to work upon your communication skills. You need to work upon your body language. You need to work upon your gestures. You need to work upon your etiquette, your phone etiquette, your email etiquette, your office etiquette, your conference call etiquette. Because you know what? People judge you in the first 30 seconds when you talk. When you meet somebody for the first time, or you're talking to a client on the phone, they're going to judge you in the first 30 seconds. They're going to judge you on your voice. They're going to judge you on your mannerism. They're going to judge you on your etiquette. They're going to judge you on your dressing sense. They're going to judge you on your, personal hygiene. They're going to judge you on your communication skills. They're going to judge you on your gestures and your body language. You look at any successful person. You look at celebrities. How do they carry themselves? They have this aura with them. What is that aura? That is interpersonal skills. And yes, it is achievable. It's not only celebrities can, wear it very nicely. Everybody can do that. It's a matter of efforts. How much effort you're ready to put into to groom yourself as corporate ready. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you one thing. What doesn't matter? Your complexion, the color of your skin doesn't matter. Your height doesn't matter. Your physical body doesn't matter. What matters is interpersonal skills. So yes, guys, focus on this interpersonal skills, and then you will see a massive change of you from that bracket, into a 5-digit salary very soon. So these were the 7 simple steps of how you could, increase your salary. And with that thought, I'll sign off for the day. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate your time. And yes, would love to hear from you. Do let me know on what all topics that you would love to hear on the next video. I would love to share some amazing content. So please subscribe to my channel. Share, like, comment. And with that thought, I'll stop for the day. I'll sign off. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day ahead. All the best. Take care.